So a lot of producers sleep on their outros, and your outro is as important as your intro, and you don't want your song to just stop abruptly. If you've ever driven a car, you know that it doesn't just stop abruptly, but it stops gradually, and that's the same thing that you want to do in your outro as your song ends. So I'm going to show you a few ways you can end off your song in style in a way that's really nice and smooth. Now the first way is very simple. Let's say you worked on your track. You want to go right at the end, like the final end of your track where all your instruments and your music stops playing. You can just add a simple crasher effect. Like over here I have this cymbal sound over here. I can just put it over here at the end like that. There we go. So now that is like a simple, nice way to end your track. Or you can pick up like a noise splash or something like that, and you can just throw that on there. So I'm just gonna make sure that this plays nicely, and I'm gonna delete the crash and make it end like this. It also allows your reverb tails to also just gradually fade out as the track finishes playing. So you give room instead of just letting the reverb and the delay tails just play on their own, but adding a crash or an effect at the end really helps. Another way that you can end your track, that is the classic way of ending songs since back in the days, is adding a fade out. So what you want to do with a fade out, it's very simple. You want to select the area you want to create the fade out, and you want to go to your mixer, and you want to go to your master fader, and you want to create an automation clip of the master fader, and then you just want to go to the right point, a point like right at the end here, and you want to drag it down like that. And what's nice about using this automation is you can play around with the tension of the fade out. So you can, maybe if you want it to be really like quickly, or if you want it to come in a bit slower, so you can just move it around depending with how you want the fade out to happen. You can just do that so that the fade out is like this. So again, here the fade out is really nice, or you can do that so that it like gradually fades out slowly, but then just dips quickly at the end. If that works for you, or if you wanted to just come in quickly in the beginning like that. So that's another way you can end your track. Another way you can also end your track, in addition to using a fade like this one, is to use a low pass filter. So I can go back to my master, and what you want to do is you want to add this after your mastering. So let's say you have your mastering. Let's say this fruity limiter is my mastering, right? I can add an EQ, like a parametric EQ like this one, and I can add like a low pass, and an easy way to create a low pass is just to right click and use any of these presets in here, and then the low pass, what it's going to do is it's going to do that as your song is fading out. So what we want to do, we want to automate this movement that you see here, so that as it's ending, it's kind of taking out all, sweeping the frequencies out from the highs to the lows. So I can just right click that and create an automation clip, and then there's the automation, and then I can just do that, and then this is how it's gonna sound. That's a really nice stylistic way to also end your track in style. It's as important as your intro. You don't want your song to just stop abruptly as if the power went out or something. Like we have load shedding nowadays, people will panic. But you just want to add a little bit of a fade out that's really nice and gradual, so that it doesn't your song doesn't just stop. So remember, you can use a crash or an effect just to let it smoothly come out and make sure that the track ends nicely. Or you can just add like a fade out like this, and then maybe you can add a low pass to the fade out so that it can have a little bit of a change or a sweep of frequencies as it ends out. So try this out. I thought I'd show you this quick tip so you know how to end your tracks. We always talk about how to start tracks, but this is a nice way to end tracks. But you let me know which one is your favorite of all these ways to end tracks. How do you end your tracks? Do you just let it end abruptly, or do you add an effect at the end so that it ends in a nice and stylistic way? If you want to watch more videos about how to create music and how to arrange music, you can check out my videos here on the channel. If you really like this video, give this video a thumbs up. If you loved it, consider subscribing. I would really appreciate that. I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. I am X and I'm out. Peace.